Hey guys, welcome back to Franchise Hockey Manager 7 with the Boston Bruins. I apologize for the delay here. It's been, 5 or 6 days since I've uploaded a Franchise Hockey Manager save, and it's been at least 4 days since I've uploaded something to my channel. And I'm going to post an update here either today or tomorrow. But essentially, 5 Let's Plays was too much. So I am taking a step back from my draft day sports stuff, and I'm going to do my Franchise Hockey Manager playthrough. I'm going to do my Out of the Park baseball playthrough and the Out of the Park playthrough I have going on GM Games. So that's the gist of it. That being said, it is April 27th. We just lost in Game 6 of the Eastern Conference quarterfinals against the Ottawa Senators. We are knocked out, and we are going to go to the end of the Stanley Cup playoffs. We'll see who wins the Stanley Cup, and then we'll move on and do our offseason. So hang tight. We have to select our Hall of Fame nominees before we can continue. It's May 2nd. So who do we got? Let's nominate Patrick Elias, Steve Duchesne, Alexei Kovalev, Brian Bellows, Dale Hunter, Brad McCrimmon, James Patrick, Kevin Hatcher, Dave Babbage. Rick Middleton is going to get my vote for sure. Development report. Okay, some of the players on our main roster got better. Some of the players on our main roster got worse. It's a little disconcerting that Couturier got worse since he's still signed up long term, but I'm not too concerned about that. Ottawa, Tampa Bay. Ottawa's up 3-0. Oh, all 4 series are 3-0 right now. Vegas, St. Louis, Ottawa, and Philly. So Vancouver and Philly are now up 3-1. St. Louis and Ottawa both advance. Philly and Vancouver win. So you got Vancouver and St. Louis, Philadelphia, and Ottawa in the conference finals. Interesting. Ottawa with a 2-0 series lead. Vancouver, St. Louis tied at 1. So we are going to have some decisions to make, I guess, as you do in every season, right? We have Stamkos is up for free agency. Marchand is up for free agency. So next year really could be I don't want to say a step back, but a year for the kids to really make an impact. I'm not sure how much money we'll have. We'll take a look. St. Louis and Vancouver tied at 3. Game 7 to go to the Stanley Cup Finals goes to whom? Let's see. And then I'll keep talking. Bit of a delay here. St. Louis in overtime. So overtime Game 7 hockey is the greatest thing in the world. It might be a time for us to, I don't know how much money we're going to have. I mean, we'll see when we hit free agency, but, maybe we don't spend a ton and we just sort of put the kids in and let them see what they can do. We are going to need a center. Wow, St. Louis blows out Ottawa in Game 2. Because we're losing Stamkos, so I can't go into next season that shallow up the middle. So we'll have to take a look, and maybe Stamkos is that answer, and we just bring him back again. But yeah, we'll see what the end result is. Series is tied at 2 as Ottawa has bounced back. It's June 2nd, so it's going to pause here again. I think it's the Hall of Fame voting, if I remember correctly. Yep. All right, so draft evaluation, Nicky Udding. Wow, he looks really good. I mean, we're going to be picking in here somewhere, but we should still get a decent player. All right, complete our ballots so we can select up to 4 players. Rick Middleton, Cujo, Kachuk, and Patty Verbeek. Those are my 4. All right, let's continue to the end of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Ottawa leads 3-2. Can Ottawa close it out in Game 6? Yes, they can. The Ottawa Senators win the Stanley Cup. So, yeah, it's trade deadline today in real life. So I figured today would be as good a day as any to play some hockey. So I am excited as the Bruins picked up Taylor Hall. Hopefully he plays more like the Taylor Hall of his New Jersey days and not the Taylor Hall of his Sabres days. But we'll see how that goes. All right, so Aaron Ekblad is at odds with Florida Panthers. It's not good for them. Nate Schmidt's not coming back. Ottawa wins it all. We knew that. We don't need any of these messages. We've already seen them all. So let's continue on. And we'll have to take a look. I don't know if I can, I forget what they call it, but when you buy out the contract and don't have to pay it, there's a name for it, but I can't remember what it is. And I don't know if this is the year. I think it's like once every 4 years you can do that. I don't know if we can do that this year. I don't know that there's anybody that I would say is overpaid at this point. Charlie Coyle was our last really, I would say, bad contract, and we moved him. So, all right, Hall of Fame runoff. I missed them. Okay. That's interesting that it didn't stop me. It didn't stop me for any of these. All right, so we have to re-sign. Usually it stops you to re-sign your coaches, but in this particular case it didn't. So let's re-sign all of our coaches. New contract for Jacob. Oh, he's 35 already. Johan Larsson. Okay. Let's go to the award ceremony. All right, so Ted Lindsay award went to Nathan McKinnon. Art Ross went to Landeskog. Richard went to Konechny. Lady Byng went to Elias Peterson. Masterson went to Ekholm. Messier Leadership Award went to Malkin, and Jordan Binnington won the Jennings. So let's show the rest of the awards. So the MVP, Nathan McKinnon, 104 points on the season. Average game rating of 83. He had 71 assists. Nathan McKinnon is a good hockey player. Eric Brandstrom won the Conn Smythe for Ottawa. Brennan Othman from Calgary won the Calder. Norris Trophy went to Gavrikov from St. Louis. Selke went to Barkov again. Vezina went to Hellebuck, who plays for Washington now. Executive of the Year, Don Sweeney. Attaboy, Donnie, from Nashville. And the Jack Adams Best Coach, Sheldon Keefe, at Nashville as well. So Don Sweeney gets a lot of hate, wins the Executive of the Year in franchise hockey, my franchise hockey manager world. Trade proposal from the Kings. Yeah, I don't want Josh Lavo, especially not for Stamkos, who has dropped. His offense has dropped to a 15. So we'll have to see what he wants. If it's reasonable, if he wants $3 or $4 million, maybe we bring him back. All right, so our season score, we reached the playoffs. We had a winning season. We're going to get a couple of points. And I think we're going to put them all into goalies still because we are struggling with that. All right, so let's look at mail again. We already looked at that. Free agency preview. Anybody of real... I was like, 3.5 star potential. Like, yep, that's Stamkos. Jacob Perreault. He's going to be an RFA. I wish this would separate RFAs from UFAs because I look at it and I'm like, yep, Noah Gunler, he's going to be an RFA. None of these players I'm actually going to be able to sign. Jason Robertson might be a UFA. He's 25. Joe Veleno. Owen Power's going to be an RFA. Man, he's good. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, we're not going to scroll through all those. We'll see who's available here in a minute. So let's see if... I think you got to do it on July 1st if you're going to cut somebody. I think it's got to be that particular day. All right. It's the 1st. And I should be... Yeah, I'm recording and my audio's fine. That's all stuff I should have checked ahead of time. Bad me. All right. So let's look at the mail. Oh, did I see Don Del Negro retired? Oof. Okay. We need a new trainer. So let's just do that real quick. Staff. We need a new trainer. Free agents. And I figured Don Del Negro would live forever. All right, so trainers. He's got a team. He's got a trainer. Yeah, that's good enough for me. Hires trainer. Trainer rating of. He had a trainer rating of 20. Sorry, I got distracted there. All right, so let's. All right, we are at July 1st. So that's a lot of coaches retiring. A lot of scouts retiring. I don't think any of them are ours. Nope. Cool. Shea Weber retired. Kevin Shattenkirk, Robin Leonard, Nick Leddy, Braden Holtby, Josh Bale. Wow, that's a lot of Alexander Radulov. A lot. Craig Smith. Matthias Ekholm, TJ Brody, Keith Yandel, Blake Wheeler, Ryan Sutter, PK Subban, TJ Oshie, Anze Kopitar. Wow, a lot of big names retired. Brent Burns, Nick Backstrom. Wow. A lot of big names retired at the end of this season. So let's get right to free agency. Let's see what we have. Oh, so we got a ton of money. We got $25 million. How do we spend said $25 million? That is the question. So we're weak up the middle. And unfortunately, there aren't any elite centers, at least not... Oh, wait. Right. He's mine. He's really good. We got to make sure we get Luke Hughes in here. Stamkos, what does he want to come back? 6.5 for 1 year. Yeah, if you look at our roster, we're pretty weak down the middle now. We got Couturier, Beecher, and Miller, so we really need a second line. Do we have anybody? Let's see. Do we have anybody on the injured list? No. Do we have anybody in Providence that's going to come up? Anton Olsen is almost ready. Let's look at our unsigned first, not with Providence, with Boston. All right, so we got to bring in Felix Ryman. He came out of nowhere. That's crazy. Lasila, he's 2-star. We'll bring him in as well. Probably use him as depth. Wow, he got really good. Where did we draft him, or when did we draft him? Second round in 2024. So we picked him in the second round last year, and he's already up to a 2.5-star, 3.5-star. All right. So I think we're pretty okay defensively. Bean, Fox, McAvoy, why not Goldsmith as our top 6 with Colton White. So maybe we get a 7th defenseman, and then we need a couple of forwards. So that's our top line. Eklund can play center. I mean, right now we're looking at... Oops. Why does he... Oh, because he's not dressed. Just dress everybody, man. Come on, what are you doing? Couturier. I'm just trying to sort of lay things out here to kind of see exactly where we stand. So McAvoy, Fox, Bean and Wynot, Goldsmith and White, Beecher, Miller, Cristal, Kamel. Okay, yeah, so we need a couple of wings. A center probably wouldn't hurt. You know, I'm not crazy about... although, I don't know, putting Eklund in between Wahlstrom and Gunther, that might be exactly what we need to do. You know, when I talk about letting the kids play, so to speak. But let's... I mean, we got money, so let's spend some of it. Free agent center. Yeah, I'd like to pick up an... I mean, you take a look at some of those RFAs, but, you know, I'm not... I don't want to spend... I don't want to give up those sorts of picks. I mean, maybe Konechny? I mean, he's coming off a 50-goal season. 6 years, $7 million for a 28-year-old. It's a possibility. He wants 5 at 7 for Nicholas Ehlers. Sam Reinhart, Stuart Skinner, Tyson Yost, Morgan Geekie. And there are a couple of centers here that aren't bad. What does Yost want? 3 for 5? I could see that. Let's see if we can get him at 3 for 5. And then do we make a run at Konechny and try to go Philadelphia East? Or Philadelphia North, I guess? There's Brad. Wishing him the best of luck at age 37. What does Vakanainen want to come back? I mean, I think that's reasonable for a 26-year-old. Let's give him 3 at 5 per. And I just got done last episode talking about how I wasn't going to re-sign him, but that, I don't know. I mean, compared to, I mean, those are some good ratings, and compared to what else is out there. Kokaniemi, he's only 24. I mean, now he would be that defenseman, and then we would obviously move everybody down a slot. I'd like to bring in Konechny. I don't think he's going to score 50 goals for us. I mean, he's got 227 goals in his career. He's 27 years old. He's 28 right now. I mean, last year was obviously the outlier. Well, I don't know. I mean, he had 86 points in a couple years ago. I mean, 50 to 60 feels more realistic. And I don't know if that's worth $7 million a year. Reinhardt, Schmidt, Nischuskin, Jake Vertanen. Some good defensive forwards in here. Guryanov, good offensively. Ryan McDonough, Kyle Palmieri, Jacob Voracek, Cam Atkinson. Yeah, now we're starting to get into some of the players who are... Let's just sim ahead a day and see if we sign any of these players, and that'll give us a better idea of where we stand. Hopefully we're able to sign them both. Ugh, I'm not interested in any of that. So we signed Yost. We signed Vakanainen. Ryman and Hughes are coming in. So that will... Sean Monahan traded. So that's going to give us our center depth. We're going to have our defensive depth. Obviously, as Luke Hughes is going to come in as... I forgot about Luke Hughes, but that gives us a lot of depth on the D line right now. So let's go back to free agents. So we still have $12 million. Konechny's still out there. Where do we stand in terms of contracts moving forward? So Wallstrom is going to be an RFA. Cristal, Gunther, Kamel are all going to need raises. Swayman's going to need a raise. Okay, so it's not terrible. But I definitely think we need... Oops, let's go back to lines. No, let's go to roster, I mean. Vakanainen and Yost. So we are going to do that. We're going to bring Vakanainen in here. And then in the lines, Yost comes in. He's going to be our number 2 center. Maybe we do this. Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with that. And then we're going to have the other kid that we signed, our draft pick, Kamel, or whatever his name is. I've already forgotten his name. What a great GM I am. I can't even remember the name of my players. Felix Ryman. There we go. So he'll come in as a 19-year-old, and he'll slide in to one of those spots. Still think we need a couple of depth forwards, but we're not going to go nuts here. So I'm going to go ahead and sim ahead a little bit. Fill out the roster, pick up a couple of forwards, maybe pick up a depth goalie in case somebody gets hurt, and we'll come back... in a couple of weeks. Probably come back at the Hall of Fame voting because I missed that last season. So I'll be back at Hall of Fame voting. Oh, no, I forgot. We aren't going to come back at the Hall of Fame voting. We're going to come back at the draft. So we signed a couple of players. We signed Felix Ryman, so we did bring him in. He looks really good. We also brought in Stuart Skinner to be a depth goalie. He's not great, but I mean, he had a good season a couple years ago with Edmonton, so we brought him in to be a backup goalie. Konechny signed with the Maple Leafs. Jake Edinger signed with Edmonton, and we signed Kyle Palmieri to a 1-year, $3 million contract. Only had 2 goals in 55 games last year, but still a... really, he's only had 25 goals 2 years ago, had 38 back in 21-22, so he's going to be sort of some depth, and I think that pretty much fills out our roster. Yeah, it basically fills out our roster. We're just going to have to figure out who goes where. Palmieri will definitely come in and He'll probably play on the fourth line. And Ryman will get playing time based on who's struggling. So Hughes will get in there for... Oops. I have to dress him. And I have to scratch Goldsmith. Cool. All right, so it's draft time. I don't even know where we're drafting. Where are we picking? We are picking 17th. All right. So 17th means we're going to end up somewhere in here. It looks like a one-player draft. So it looks like Nicky Utting is going to go first. So, yep, he goes to the Washington Capitals. Let's just pick until human. So Matt Stone went number 2. Michael Misa went 3. Blake Simpson, Martin Heller, David Nyman, Shane Kusi, Juha Nikkanen. Will Swanwick was the first goalie to go. Jonathan Svensson, Ulrich Herman to the Oilers. Brian Quinn to the Hurricanes. Yuri Domanski to the Kraken. Andre Tornqvist. Jesper Johansson, Sergei Lexikov to Anaheim at 16. And now it's our pick at 17. So do we go defenseman? Do we go forward? Yeah, not a whole lot of super talent. So I think we're going to look at one of these 3-star players. Leopold Straub, 17-year-old with Ravensburg. Had 1 goal in 21 games. Good player in our league. Well, he looks pretty durable. Or do we go? We might go Christian Pakkanen, the defenseman. 17-year-old, had 17 points in 46 games. Currently 6'1", 195. Potential to be as valuable as Jake Bean. None of his weaknesses are a serious liability. So he's a defensive defenseman. But I'm okay with that. So Christian Pakkanen will be our number 1 pick this season. Let's move on to our second pick. Still got a couple of 3-star players here. Charles Alexander Raymond in the queue. Had 22 points in 55 games. Ian Peterson only had 5 goals in 60 games. Roman Lukianichov. To a forward. Potential to develop into a good player. Yeah, they all say good player. Even the worst aspects of Peterson's game are still relatively strong. I like that. I think we're going to go Ian Peterson. Just based off of what my scouts said about him. So let's go to our next pick. Yeah, we don't have a 3rd-round pick, so we go to the 4th. Any diamonds in the rough? What do we... The scouts think we should take a goalie out of Colgate. Okay. Andre Dadonov, a 17-year-old, 6 feet 205, another defensive defenseman. A regular player. Does not have the potential to reach Dylan Ferguson. What about Philip Persson? About as good as Dylan Ferguson. Yeah, we'll take a shot at Philip Persson in the 4th round. Get a goalie here. Marcus Seibel. Martin Rybar, 6 feet 187. I think we may end up going Marcus Seibel here. Very prone to injury. Is he, though? I mean, he looks pretty durable. So we're going to go with Marcus Seibel here in the 5th. Let's go on to the 6th round. Thomas Kavka. Pavel Lebed. 5'11", 200. He's a tank. A regular player. Yeah, we'll go after Pavel Lebed. And our 7th round pick. Rybar's still there. We're going to take Rybar. All right, so that is our draft. So let's finish the draft. And now I'm going to sim ahead to the Hall of Fame ceremonies. I don't think I'm going to make any other moves. I'll take a look. Let's quickly look at the, let's see if I can remember where it is, the trade block. Oof, there are some names on here. I mean, yeah, but I don't think I'm ever going to be able to give them enough to take Cale Makar from Colorado. No real forwards on here that are all that interesting. Jacob Vrana's not bad. Yeah, but nothing that really blows me away. Evander Kane still just scoring goals. Feels like he's been in the league forever. Tara Vinen. Got 4 years left. Yep. All right, so I'm going to sim ahead to the Hall of Fame inductions, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we are back, and we have 4 new Hall of Famers. Rick Middleton, Curtis Joseph, Gary Suter, and Roman Hamrlik are the four new inductees. One pretty big trade, Igor Zamula for Victor Soderstrom. Victor Soderstrom goes to Winnipeg. I think that's a win for the Jets as they pick up a 3.5-star defenseman for a 2.5-star defenseman. So good deal for Winnipeg. So that's just a quick comeback. And I think now we are just going to go up to opening night. We're going to set the rosters and we're going to call it an episode. So, guys, I will be back in just a minute. All right, we're back. It is the 22nd. Our first game is on the 25th. It is opening day. And we did make a waiver claim. There were, as per usual, a lot of really highly skilled players on the waiver wire on kind of the first day of the year, and we picked up Connor Zerry, who is a 3-star signed. He's 23 years old. He signed through 2028 for $4 million. It's a little bit high in terms of the money, so I don't know how long we're going to keep him around. I think I may just use him as a trade chip. I don't even know if he's going to start, but we have the money to spend, so we spent it. As you can see, we have to make some changes here to our roster. So Stuart Skinner. Shoot. I didn't even think about this. All right, so we're going to waive Stuart Skinner. Hopefully he doesn't get picked up. We're going to put Colton White on waivers. We need 7 defensemen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, we have 7 defensemen. Cool. We are at 24 skaters. We're going to send Lasila down. That puts us at 23 skaters. We are dressed correctly. So does Ryman? I think Ryman starts off on the bench. Cristal Kamel, who's unfit coming into camp, but we'll see how he does. All right, so our lines. Newhook, Couturier, Pasternak. I don't think I want to make any changes to that. Nope, I'm happy there. Wallstrom, Yost, and Gunther. Don't want to make any changes to this. Make sure their ratings are all good. Up and down winger. Let's put him as an aggressive forechecker. That third line, 2 playmakers and a two-way forward. I don't necessarily want that. Let's go Dangler. Playmaker. And Cristal is a two-way forward. Has got a 17. I don't think we're going to find anything better for him. Yeah. And then the fourth line, Beecher, Miller, Palmieri. Kyle is slipping a bit, but that's fine. He's only signed to 1 year, and if he doesn't play well, we will we'll make a move. And then Beecher, I don't think Beecher as a playmaker, power forward is probably the better option for him. McAvoy, Fox, Vakanainen. Let's make him an old school defenseman out there with Jake Bean, and then Hughes, and why not? Sure. Swayman and Ferguson are our goalies. Shootout, Pasternak, and Newhook, and Wallstrom, and Couturier, and Yost will be our 5 shootout participants. Power play, Newhook, Couturier, Pasta, and then the second line will be the same as our second line now. And then then back on the blue line, we're gonna have McAvoy out here. We're gonna have Bean here. We're gonna leave Eklund there, and then Cristal. Yeah, we'll do that. I like that. Gets us a little bit of a smart, I guess, forward back on that PK. He'll be or on the power play. He won't make any stupid decisions as a two-way forward. So 4-on-3. Bean and Cristal, Couturier and Pasternak, Yost and Wallstrom. Penalty kill. Couturier will be out there with, where is he? We're going to do that. Miller and Beecher. That says Newhook. I went with Beecher. And Cristal is fine there. Sure, why not? And then we'll go Couturier and Beecher there. Couturier and Beecher here. Defense, McAvoy and Fox. Why not? And Hughes, Vakanainen and Bean. Vakanainen and Bean. McAvoy, Fox. McAvoy, Fox. Vakanainen and Bean. 4-on-4. Couturier and Pasternak. Yost and Wallstrom. 3-on-3. It's going to be Couturier. And we're going to go 2 forwards. Couturier and Pasternak, Yost and Wallstrom on the 3-on-3s. And defensively, same as before. McAvoy and Fox, Bean and Vakanainen. And then here we're going to go McAvoy and Fox. Goalie starts. Backup starter. Occasionally, we're going to lean heavily on Swayman, I think, this season. Even though Ferguson played through the postseason for us. We're going to run with that. Ryman, Zerry, and Goldsmith will be our backups. And I think that's it. So, let me know. I had somebody post in the comments that he wasn't crazy about the the 2D gameplay. Let me know what you guys want me to do. It doesn't matter to me. I did it because I thought people wanted to see it. If you guys don't want to see it and you just want to see the advancement, let me know. We'll be able to get through some of these seasons obviously faster if we do it that way. So however you want me to handle it, I will handle it. Yeah, so just let me know in the comments how you want me to proceed. And until we talk again, everybody take care. Bye-bye.